What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 6 of Motivational Monday. Let's do it. So summer seems to have finally arrived in Oregon, and I'm very much enjoying it. If you caught my last quick little video, I just got back from VidCon, had an awesome time. It was so much fun. I cannot wait. I hope I get asked to go back next year because it was just a blast. If you ever get an opportunity to go, you should definitely go as a fan or as a YouTuber. Either way, it's so much fun, just hella dope. So it was a blast. So I've just been cleaning the house, have some friends visiting, which I'm very excited for. They come on Wednesday, and I've been doing some morning chores, some work. I have taken some time off of the gym, so I'm excited to get back in there today, which is where I'm headed after this. But I wanted to make this video so that I could edit it up and definitely get it up for you guys today. And the topic of this video is pretty much how I don't really believe in realism. Pretty much what I mean by that is exactly what I'm saying. I don't believe in realism. I really think there's just optimists and pessimists. And for me, it just seems that a lot of pessimists are walking around in sheep's clothing, claiming that they're realists, but at the end of the day, they're really just pessimists. How do I dive into this? You know, I was thinking, I've made a post about this actually in the past, and I said that, that I don't believe, I think that pessimists are really just, I think that realists are really just pessimists in sheep's clothing, right? And I had some hate get on me for that, and I was going to respond back to it, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to. I'll wait for a video to make it. And so this is kind of the video where I'm going to explain what I meant by that post that I made probably a couple months ago now. And what I mean by that is it seems that I try my best to be optimistic at all times, even though if something is going really down the drain, I try to still be optimistic about it. And of course, we all have our days where we're pretty more pessimistic than optimistic, but again, I try to fight that and be as optimistic as I possibly can, right? Given certain circumstances. What I've noticed recently, and this has occurred the last, I've noticed it a long time, as like I said, I made that post, but I really noticed it the last couple of days, and the more and more I keep talking to different people, people try to tell me like, oh, well, I'm just trying to be realistic, right? I'm just trying to be realistic that like that can't happen overnight, or you're not gonna win the lotto, or I'm just trying to be real, like those things don't really happen in real life, okay? So I was trying to think of like a good example to say one, so hopefully this analogy will work out and everyone will understand what I'm saying. So it's kind of like if you're applying for a grant for college. You spend a lot of time, you write the essay, you get all your references you need to, you submit your application for that grant. Now, for me, being optimistic, I would be like, yeah, like I submitted this grant, I really think I'm gonna get it, I'm really excited for it, like, what can I do with that money? It would be so grateful for my education or for my housing or whatever that college grant may be for, right? And what I've noticed is that some people will be like, well, you should be realistic and you should plan for if you don't get the grant. And what I notice is being realistic is really just pessimistic. Like, how many times have you literally had someone say, well, I'm just trying to be realistic, and what they're actually doing is saying something negative, right? Because what seems to be for most people is that being real is being pessimistic. Like, it blows my mind when I try to explain to things that like, oh, well, I'm just optimistic, and they're like, I'm like, you seem like you're pretty pessimistic, and people get offended when I call them pessimistic, and so they go like, no, like, I'm just being real, I'm just a realist. And it's like, but what is real and what is not real? Because a lot of real things that are hella optimistic have happened, okay? Realism is based on your own life, right? So if you've, it's crazy to be like, oh, well, I bought a lottery ticket and I'm gonna imagine all the amazing things that I could possibly buy with all the money that I win from the lottery, right? But then people will be like, well, you should be realistic, like, don't quit your job just because you bought a lottery ticket. And I'm not telling you to quit your job if you buy a lottery ticket, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, doesn't that seem pessimistic? Like, why is realism so negative? Like, because not for nothing, but millions and millions of people win the lottery all the time. You know what I mean? Like, people win $10 from the lottery, they win $100,000 from the winner, they win millions of dollars from the lottery. So like, why is saying that I might win the lottery not being real? Like, because thousands of people win the lottery every single year. So winning the lottery is just as real as saying you may not win the lottery, right? I don't know, it just feels so disconnected, and I'm really trying my best to vocalize what I mean by this, but it just really seems that, like, anytime I'm like, oh, well, I could do this really big thing or blah, 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 people are like, well, you should be realistic and know that that could not happen. And it's like, why is realism always so fucking sad? Like, why is it always so depressing to be real? People really do get over really big obstacles and win the lottery. People really do, have success, when they put in hard work and are consistent in their life. And also people really do, like, have overnight success, you know what I mean? People really do, like, all of a sudden get discovered somewhere and, like, blow up huge, or people really do, like, put their name into a contest to win some, like, freaking BMW or, like, Ferrari thing, and they win, like, so I just, like Oprah Winfrey, you know what I mean? People really do have really shitty lives and then turn out to be, like, amazing people accomplishing tons and tons of success. So I just, like, where is the realism in what people say? Because all I ever notice is that when people are being real, they're actually being pessimists. And then they tell you, they say to the optimist, which is, I try to be the optimist, they say to me, like, no, I'm just being real, like, I'm just being real. And it's like, are you being real, or are you being a pessimist? And the other thing is, like, is your real, like, when people say they're just being realistic, they're actually just being realistic based on their own past life history. Because if you talk to Oprah Winfrey and you said, well, I don't want to, I want to be a realist, she would probably tell you, like, well, what do you mean be a realist? I've done tons of real things in my life that people would say that would never occur. You know what I mean? And those things are just as real as everything else that's happened, you know what I mean? Winning the lottery is just as real as losing the lottery, you know what I mean? Like, working hard and being successful in life is just as realistic, and, like, getting your dream job or getting your dream house or, accomplishing the thing you want to accomplish is just as realistic as not accomplishing those things. So, to me, it's just like, how is realism not pessimism in disguise? How many times have you heard someone say, I'm just trying to be real, you could really win the lottery? It just doesn't happen. People don't say, I'm just trying to be real, or but, right? And then say something positive. They always say, I'm just trying to be real, and then say something really negative. Again, it just, like, anytime I talk to someone and they're saying something negative, they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, well, like, you're being pretty pessimistic, and then they get offended, and I'm like, I'm not, like, saying that, like, in a mean way, I'm just saying, like, hey, like, you seem pessimistic, like, we should be a little more optimistic, like, good things can happen, and then they say, like, well, I'm not pessimist, I'm just a realist, and it's like, I don't know, like, really good things really happen, so why are you being a realist and constantly saying negative things? I just feel like people should reevaluate that sentence when they say that they're a realist, because really good things happen and really bad things happen. So why are we only referring to the bad things when we're a realist? I just, again, like, I've had this come up in my life multiple times, and I really believe in that. Like, I am literally just gonna coin it right now, because I've never heard anyone else say it, but, like, maybe I should make a shirt, right, that literally just says, like, realists are just pessimists in sheep clothing, because it's really what it feels like. A pessimist is just walking around claiming to be a realist so that people don't have to say that they're a pessimist, and it's like, maybe you just are a pessimist. Why? Maybe you should, like, why are you so pessimistic? I hope that this was communicated correctly. I feel like this wasn't my best explanation of how I feel, but maybe that's why I haven't made the video. It's, because, like, I made that post months ago, really, and I try to explain this to people, and I understand that they don't get it sometimes, but I just want you to think back to the last time you were excited about something and being optimistic about something, and someone said something pessimistic but claimed that they were just trying to be real with you. Like, well, listen, I just want to be real and I don't want to get your hopes up. And it's like, why not get my hopes up? Now, I'm not saying you should get your hopes up, like, if you, go buy a lottery ticket, you should, like, quit your job and, like, buy a bunch of stuff on your credit card because you're gonna win the lottery. But why do we have to be so pessimistic about it? Like, why can't I just be an optimist and be like, I could win the lottery? Like, I'm just gonna sit here and daydream about all the possible things that I could possibly buy, or all the things I could do for the community when I have all that money, all the things I could start, or like, you know, I could change the world with that. You know what I mean? And why do we have to always be so like, well, you should just be real and know that like you're not gonna win the lottery. It's you and a million other people bought that lottery ticket. But the point is that like someone is going to win. So for somebody, it was super fucking real for them to go buy a $1 lottery ticket and then win $100 million. That was super real. So it's like, are you being a realist? Are you being a pessimist? Are you just like referring back to your own life that like you've bought lottery tickets and you've never won, so you want them to know that you're just being real with them because they probably won't win either? I don't know. I would love to know your guys' comment, like your thoughts. I would love for you guys to drop a comment below and like, one, do you even understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like I try my best to explain in these videos, and sometimes it just doesn't get across properly. So first question is like, do you understand what the hell I just said? And then the second thing would be like, have you experienced this? Have you literally had someone say that they're just trying to be a realist, or they're just trying to be real with you, but at the same time, like, they're hella pessimistic? Because I think that we could all probably think of one time that someone was trying to give you the realness, but at the same time, it was super fucking sad and depressing and not at all real. Because again, people have miracles happen. Like, miracles are real. Shit that isn't supposed to happen happens all the time. So why can't we just be more optimistic? Why can't things really turn out in our favor? Why can't amazing things happen to us just like they happen to all people all the time? People are supposed to be dying of cancer and they're saved. Their cancer is gone. Like, chemo works when it wasn't supposed to. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you, the chemo probably isn't gonna work, but it does. Oh, you really should have like been dead in that car accident. You know what I mean? But you didn't. You lived. Like, but you really should have been dead. Should I really have been dead? Or is that just like pessimistically thinking, if you get into a car accident this bad, I should be dead? But optimistically thinking, you would think, oh my god, that was a really crazy car accident, but like he could still be alive. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you see the difference between the realism, which is to me just pessimism, and the optimism in those things? Like, please share your stories below. I feel like now I'm ranting and I'm trying to explain it in many different ways when maybe I've already gotten the point across and now I'm just confusing you. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you think that pessimists are just realists in sheep's clothing. Let me know if you're a realist and you're like, Aydian, I don't agree with what you're saying. I just don't, because I want to know. I think we can like all agree that we shouldn't make blanket statements, but I just, you know, I want to know. I want to know, because it really feels like that. I swear, it does. Like, for me at least, when I talk to people about things and they say they're just trying to be real with me, it just feels like they're just being hella pessimistic. And I want to know if you all agree. So drop your comments below. If you like this video and, you know, you think this is a cool topic, hit the like button. That helps me out, helps the channel get some more traction, helps these videos get out there to more people. It shows up like on the side screen. So if you hit that like, super easy to do, helps me out. I mean, hell, if you could share the video and you think that this is beneficial on your platforms, please go ahead, share the video. That's like the biggest helpful thing you can do. And if you're not subscribed, you could subscribe, because that would also be super helpful. But of course, do what you feel is best for you. Do what fits best in your life. And I appreciate you all for sticking with me last week. I know it was a little dead on the channel. I appreciate all the likes and comments I got on the last motivational video. I hope you like this one. Hit that subscribe button. I will catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.